Good day and welcome everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are watching from. My name is Requel. Joining me tonight is ISOWolf. We are casting Big 5 versus Energy eSports ESEA semi-final game this evening. How are you doing, ISO?
Yeah, I'm all good, Recall. Looking forward to this cast. So we casted the first leg of this, Bravado taking that 2-0 and then BO3. And so right now we've got Big 5 Esports and Energy coming through into the semi-finals of their bracket. And it should be an interesting game. I mean, Energy obviously top of their game, being top of the leaderboard in South Africa at the moment, and Big 5 creating waves since they were started hitting the scene relatively soon. You know, they've been around recently and dominating, so it's going to be nice to see what they can do up against the top of the game right now. Yeah, and we're just waiting for the players to load in, so we can just chat a little bit and chat about CSGO.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Big Five and Goliath Gaming, everyone in South Africa at the moment is kind of gauging where they are. I mean, they've taken maps off of the likes of BBD and Energy, and to me, they've got solid lineups. You know, they've got experienced lineups. Light is actually from Big Five. I had the pleasure of casting with him at Rage. Unfortunately, their team wasn't able to. They didn't form early enough to qualify for that. But you know, casting with him, it gave me a little bit of insight into. He gave me a little bit of insight into their team and how the roster's looking. They're very confident. I mean, having a chat with Big Five, they are very confident. So I'm excited to see this. They are top 5. So in my opinion, at the moment, it's Energy, Bravado. Then you have the next 3 are kind of undecided rather, is in the likes of DC, Big 5, and Goliath. Now you have those 5 teams battling out at the top. Energy, by a long stretch, I feel, or not by such a long stretch, but they are the best in the country at the moment. They've proved it. They're just performing a lot better than everyone else's at the moment. But yeah, so it's going to be an exciting one.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. And that's the whole thing about CSGO. If you're going to go up against the top team, you need to be confident. If you don't have that confidence, we've seen what it does time and time again. You have that lack of confidence, you start losing some rounds, and then it just starts snowballing, and you have no chance after that. So I'm glad to hear that, as you say, Big 5 are feeling like they're very confident going into this. That's what they're going to need to take on Energy. And just talking about Energy right now, as we figured out earlier, wHaMpie is actually going to be stepping in for flexeeee. So how do you think that's going to affect the team? Is that going to be obviously in the favor of Big 5? It should be. I mean, one guy missing from your roster, your main roster, that's obviously going to have an impact. But do you think it's going to have enough impact?
Look, I think he's been around long enough at the moment. I mean, he's been coaching the team from what I know of since July, when they were at the VS Gaming Masters Series in July. So he's been around the team for a while now, 6 months give or take, and I think he definitely has the skill. Otherwise, they wouldn't be using him. But he is the coach, so he does have that knowledge of set plays, set strats, what they do. I mean, he is filling in for flexeeee, so it's good. It's big shoes to fill. flexeeee is a good player. He's a decent fragger. So for me, we're just gonna have to wait and see. To be honest, I'm not too sure how he will perform. I haven't seen him play on LAN or in tournaments before with this team, so it's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, definitely. And as we saw from the damage control and bravado game, where they had to sub someone out, and that was actually their IGL, it affected them, quite a lot. So you lose your IGL, and all your strats and the calm voice and person in the team is gone, and that has a massive effect. So having wHaMpie step in as the coach may necessarily not be that bad. You have another calm voice. You have the man, the legend that's been coaching you the whole time. It's going to maybe be a benefit in a way. I mean, it's one of the players that you don't mind stepping in. You're not losing an IGL, so blackpoisoN still got that. You got the coach stepping in, so it might not be too terrible. It's not going to be what happened to damage control, who lost that influence, and we saw how big of an influence that is actually. And that's the whole thing about in-game leaders. They have to play that role and keep their team calm, keep that tempo, keep the energy up, keep that confidence. So you lose that, it's dangerous. So it's nice to see that we're not going to have that problem here on Energy side, because we want to see these guys fragging. We want to see those insane shots, and we want to see some of those strats coming out.
Definitely, I agree. And I mean, just looking at the leftover fragging power, you have Kanii, you have takbok, you have blackpoisoN, you have Domsterr. So, you still have big hitters. It's not like this team has lost one of their main players, you know what I mean? So you still have a team full of people who have more than enough aim for anyone. So it's going to be quite interesting. in terms of how this team's going to adjust to not having flexeeee. I know flexeeee and Domsterr play a lot of sides together, if I stand corrected, but yeah. And you still have that connection between two people that play on site together.
Yeah.
So if that connection isn't there, I mean, you play with somebody for 8-9 months of the year, and you practice strats with him. You know pretty much where that person's going to be before they actually are in the position. So it's going to be interesting from that perspective to see if Domsterr, and I'm assuming Domsterr and wHaMpie going to play together on site, if they can adjust to that and pick up some frags.
Yeah, it's that classic phantom limb situation. You know, you play with these guys for so long, they become part of you almost, and that's that buddy system. I just want to clarify there, we can quote Recoil 2017 saying that flexeeee is not one of the top hitters. It's okay if he's subbed out. I just want to clarify, is that what I heard? It's just coming up.
No, that is not what you heard. I mean, flexeeee, by all means, flexeeee is a great player.
No, I'm just putting you on the spot there, buddy. I'm putting you on the spot. It's all right. Sorry to throw you under the bus.
Don't do that to me, Asher. Don't do that to me.
My tweets are just getting ready. I gotta write these down for these long pauses and just get my tweets ready for after game banter. But just to
you did say you had to get your pen and paper, so
I did. I will write this down. I'm going old school. I do have Recoil tweet just written down here right now. But anyway, just talking back into the game here, we do have all five big five players. ISO, you're a genius. Anyway, so we have them all in the map right now, and the first map being Cobblestone. We're just currently waiting for 2 more energy players. We do have Kanii, takbok, and blackpoisoN here, so we're just waiting for 2 more, and hopefully the game will get started soon. So everyone that is joining us, thank you so much for joining in and coming to support some local CSGO. This is the semi-finals from the Season 26 ESEA Open South African League. And yeah, tomorrow is going to be the next semi-finals for Goliath versus Bravado, and then finals after that to the 2 teams that win. So exciting games ahead of us here, Recoil. Exciting maps as well. Cobble Inferno Cash. I like that map, Paul. I must say, I'm pretty excited.
It's going to be interesting. But it looks like, I'm not too sure, because I know that Zero Chance is the coach for Big Five. So I'm not too sure if LighteRTZ is late on joining the party or if he's being subbed out. So I know I did see him online earlier, but I'm not too sure. So we'll see how that happens as well. So we could have like a coach v coach situation here. But then again, Zero Chance unfortunately being a lot more decorated than wHaMpie is at this point in time. I mean, Zero Chance, everyone who knows local South African CS knows the name. And it's going to yeah, I'm just waiting to see if LighteRTZ joins this lobby.
I really hope he does. I mean, as we were talking about earlier before we started the stream, should I say, we're just talking about the fact how you casted with LighteRTZ at Rage. And it's really nice to see, the top players of the country possibly having a sort of career after CSGO. Obviously, eSports is relatively still in that transition stage where it's on the borderline of, are you going to be able to make money to support yourself or not? But it's nice to see that you can have players come into the casting role and other roles in the esports industry, and it might be potential for growth. I don't know if you want to say a little more words about that. I mean, you had the experience casting with them.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see. You have this local talent, and LighteRTZ has been around for forever and a day in the local pro scene, and it's good to have that sort of knowledge on a panel or on a casting desk, especially as an analyst, because those guys, he was also an in-game leader, so it makes it all of the better, right? So you have this player who knows exactly what teams are going to do, while they're throwing from being able to see the smokes and the nades going out, because he's played against them so many times and he's played against these players. So he has a great idea of how or what the execute's going to be just from looking at the buys. So that sort of, from a casting perspective, that's great, but especially on the other side, on the analyst desk, it's also incredible because they are the pros. They're the guys actively playing in the scene, and they have the knowledge. I mean, they've got all the game sense in the world to be able to deduce a situation and actually go, well, this is why they did this and this is why they did this. So it's great to see that some local pros are taking an interest in that. But I mean, because you see it all the time overseas. You see it in the form of, now it is Dazed, he was playing for wHaMpie. Unfortunately, the banhammer struck him, but now is on the analyst desk, and he's doing an amazing job at that. So I'd love to see some of the local pros who are looking at retiring from CS maybe pick up the mic and go into casting.
Literally, all I heard was that LighteRTZ has better aim than you, and that makes him a better caster. I mean, that's basically what I heard. But anyway, I do agree with you. I mean, I do agree with everything you said. It is really nice to know that there is some sort of a career after professional play, and that's nice to know. I mean, esports is growing; it's getting massive so fast. Brands jumping on board. I don't think you're gonna stop the movement. So it is nice to see these whole new careers start coming out and just giving people new opportunities that we didn't really have before a couple of years ago. So yeah, really cool. But let's talk a little bit about Cobble now. So Cobble is usually left for the third map. So usually you select your best maps, and then generally watching, international games, Cobble is reserved for the last. How do you feel about Cobble coming out first here?
I think it's interesting because it's a map that most teams are quite versed on. They have a very good idea of how to play the map, where they put a lot of practice in, because I'd say about 60% of the time, or 70% of the time, actually, it is the map that all BO1s are played on, because it is that map that all teams know, all teams feel comfortable on. Especially, I mean, you look at, if we go back to Rage in October, most of the best of ones were played on Cobblestone. Or I think the other map that was being played a lot was Mirage, because you don't necessarily have many set executes onto sites, but it allows for that puggy style. So initially you have your stars that will shine and getting all the frags, getting your team onto site, and then your sort of support players will also get a couple of kills because they're going to catch somebody off guard. It generates for a lot of pug play, which is interesting to watch and exciting to watch, but not necessarily that strategical CS that we know, well, we always see from on other maps such as Inferno or Cash, where there's a
Yeah, looks like we have a timeout issue over there. Rico just timing out of TeamSpeak. I'll just take over. Yeah, so Cobble, as Rico said, is going to be very exciting, and obviously the drop-down heroes are going to take effect here. So it just depends on, what team can hold drop the best, because as we know in Cobble, you want to get down to that drop-down, and you can go through window to A, or you can just go straight through to B with B plat pushing at the same time. So Cobble is going to be very exciting and interesting map to watch indeed. We are currently still waiting for one more player to join the map from the Energy side. big5 have been here warming up for quite a long time right now, so they're feeling it. But we're just waiting for one more person from the Energy, and we should be going live.
Hopefully soon.
There we go. Recoil is back.
Yes, sir. Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I could hear you the whole time, so not too sure what's going on. I'll try and sort it out. But yeah, just waiting for a couple.
Yeah, so we just got another timeout there by Recoil. I'm not sure what's going on there. We're going to try and fix those issues before we do go live. Not really sure what is going on. But let us just give me a second to try and figure this out for you guys. Okay, so as Rico was about to say, we're still waiting for one more player to join in here. That is on the Energy side. The maps are going to be Cobble, Inferno, and Cash. So this is the semifinals of Season 26 ESEA South African League, and whoever wins this will go into the finals. And we're going to be casting big5 versus Energy eSports. Tomorrow night is going to be Bravado versus Goliath. And whoever wins that game will go into the finals versus the winner of these two teams. So this is going to be very exciting. These are, hard hitters. Energy eSports definitely being on top of the game, and actually top of the South African CSGO currently at the moment, ranked number 1. So this is a BO3. We should start really soon, but not much we can do. We're just waiting for all the players to enter. Obviously, there's some sort of an issue. I think it's wHaMpie that we're currently waiting for. So, Coach, being late, I think there's going to have to be fines for something like this, Recoil.
Yeah, I definitely think so. You just whisper the message to the player say, we waited for you, you should give me a knife. I think that's what we should do.
Yeah, so he has to give the whole team knives just because he's late. I think that's fair assumption.
No. He needs to give us, the casters, a knife.
Ooh, caster's knife. Yeah, I mean, we can work. Okay, I think we need to speak to wHaMpie about this because, making his team wait as a coach is just, it's not on. But no, I'm sure there's some technical issues and obviously a very good reason for it. So the banter is just that, some simple banter. We are waiting for him to sort out whatever he has to sort out. We should hopefully be jumping in really soon. Any more thoughts though, Recoil?
Yeah, I think we've spoken a lot about it. Just in case those people maybe have just come and joined us now, just to give you a little bit of information, the maps are going to be Cobblestone, Inferno, and then the decider will be on Cash. Energy removed Nuke, Big Five removed Overpass, then Energy picked Cobble, Big Five picked Inferno, Energy removed Train, and then Big Five removed Mirage, and Cash was the one left over. So it's quite interesting to see that, you know, those are the maps that it's unorthodox, as we were talking about before, Cobblestone being the first map. Inferno is, I've heard that Big Five are pretty decent and pretty versed on Inferno. They did beat, I think it was they beat they I was told that they beat DC in a scrim on Inferno, so that's pretty good for them. And then Cash being the decider, I love seeing a Cash. Always good.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see Cash. Cash pretty much became the new Dust 2 after Dust 2 was taken away,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, on competitive. It's interesting to see the South African scene. So whenever, you know, we search for MM or we watch teams play online, you know, Cash always pops up. So it's always a nice map to see because everyone knows it so well. So that's when, like, creative strats come out. So I do hope we get to that third map on Cash. I want to see this go to third map. These are two great teams, great lineups, great hard hitters. So I would love to see this go to a third map on Cash. But we'll have to see. Who you betting for, Recoil? I mean, obviously the favorites at home are probably going to be in the lineup of Energy, considering they're number one in the country and they just took that over from Bravado. So, you know, there's definitely going to be a massive support for Energy. But what are you feeling out for this one? What is your suggestion?
I'm just gonna say I might have put my Big Five cap on. I don't know.
Big Five cap? Are you going underdog?
Yep.
Are you going to play the ISO role?
Underdog.
Okay, because
I'm feeling underdog.
I'm quite happy with that because I was kind of feeling Energy just because last time I wasn't feeling the top dog and I lost. But anyway, so I'm going to go with Energy on this one. But I like watching Energy. They're just a very exciting team. They have insane headshots. blackpoisoN, obviously, you know, pretty much being the CSGO hero of South Africa. I mean, I don't know if I'm saying that, but, like, you know, he's been overseas. He's got a lot of experience. He's trained a lot of teams in South Africa. He's a massive help to the South African community. Also organizes a run ESEA on behalf of ESEA in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, he's definitely doing a lot of work, and it's nice to support someone that is helping out the scene so much.
Yeah, it is great to see. I've just had a chat to one of the players. The delay that we are seeing is wHaM is having some ESEA issues. So we're just waiting for him to join up or resolve those issues. Also, LighteRTZ will be playing in this game. So Zero Chance will be in the coaching role, and LighteRTZ is going to come and play.
Okay, fair enough. If you have Steam VAC login authentication error, does that count as an ESEA error?
Well, I mean...
I'm just asking. I'm just asking questions so people at home can, you know, in case they're wondering. I'm just curious.
Yeah, new players. Oh, well, I mean, I guess it does.
You know, we have to consider new viewers that just aren't quite sure about these things. Okay, so ESEA login issue. That's fair enough. That makes sense. As I said, there would be a serious issue if he is not logged in, being the coach and all, and time is part of that game. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and be patient. Any questions from chat, feel free to drop it in here. We have spoken about the teams, about the maps. There's not really much for us to say. We think it's something we will definitely drop it down. But maybe some guys at home, who are you guys voting for? Who are you rooting for? Any questions for us? We will try and answer them as much as we can. Pac-Man TV, welcome to chat. Icewolf, how big is Big Five? I have not seen Big Five in person, but I'm sure what the name is Big Five. They're pretty large. They're pretty thick. Double C. No, Big Five. Actually, if you have a look at their logo, it's actually very clever and very cool. Their logo has the Big Five animals on it, so it's very cool. Very original South African. I quite like their logo a lot. Coming from a design perspective, I think it's very clever as a new South African CSGO team. And as I say, the players aren't new. The organization is just taking big strides and leap recently. So I hope that answers your question. I tried because I did quick maths with double C's. Fair enough, fair enough.
Thick. Well, this is exciting. Watching warm-up is always great.
Don't tell viewers at home you're watching warm-up while they're watching timeout screen and watching themselves type. Recoil. We have to keep warm up to ourselves while we wait for this game to go live.
I'm sorry. Does warm up not happen?
Warm up does happen indeed, but we like to wait till there's 5-5. So we can go to warm up if you guys at home would like to warm up. If you guys want to have a look at that, but unfortunately we are just waiting for wHaMpie to get into the channel. He is having ESEA login issues right now, so that is what we are waiting for. We are going to try and get this going as soon as we can. As casters, we can't influence that much. We could just be here and talk to you guys. So any questions, we will do it. We'll answer it. Do it, answer it. English. We're the best casters, Recoil. Iso Wolf, teach me CS. Rachel, you're from Energy Finesse. You will wreck me all day long. I am Silverwood 5 at best. Recoil, however, his CSGO is something to be admired. You guys should go watch Recoil. He has some saucy AWP shots. And by saucy, I mean he misses a lot. Which maps? I think that was a question. We have Cobble coming up as the first map tonight, and then it's going to be Inferno. And if we get to third map, it's going to be Cache. So quite exciting maps. Cobblestone usually being last in the map pool, or on a BO3, it's usually left to last. And this time it's coming in first with Inferno as a follow-up, and then Cache. I'm hoping we get a Cache. Cache is a very exciting map, and a very calm map that everyone knows about. So it should be cool to see if we can cast that. BIMMU, I didn't know there was a Silverwood 5. They make special ranks for casters that are bad at playing CSGO. That's why we cast. Who is playing? It's going to be Big 5 eSports versus Energy eSports in the semifinals of the ESEA Open Season 26. So semifinals tonight. Tomorrow night is going to be Goliath Gaming versus Bravado at 8 PM at the same time. I will not be casting that. Extremes will be casting that one with Anthrax. And then the finals will go down, which we will cast ourselves again. So the winners of tonight and tomorrow night will be going to the finals for this ESEA, this ESEA leg. So very exciting games, very hard hitters, very tough teams. So it should be exciting. We're just going to see if Big 5 can pull something out of the hat here and take a win. We'll take a map off Energy at least. That'd be great to go home with. But even a win, Recoil's hoping for a win. He's wearing his Big 5 cap and he is shirtless currently.
Oh yeah, shirtless? I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but Big 5 cap definitely.
Oh, well, you know, a man can dream, Recoil. A man can dream.
A man? Oh, I mean, let's not give our viewers that much hope.
So we can't put the webcams on yet. Is that for after the cast?
That's for the stream. Just something to look forward to.
Stick is also shirtless, but we don't talk to Stick because his name is Sticks. We had to change a caster's name last night from Zoid to Young Wizard, but Stick, who does not want to change his name to Sticks. Now we have to change things back, Stick. You're making everything awkward. Just change it to Sticks, make caster's life easy, and we can move on. We can move on.
That's true. I mean, like, that is the worst thing ever, right? So you have a player with a weird name that you've never heard before, or even read before, because it's not really English.
Well,
and,
Stick is English,
you pronounce
but
it wrong.
Anyway.
No, I mean, but you pronounce it wrong, right? And then the player comes to you afterwards, you pronounced my name wrong. And then it's like, well, I mean, I don't know all 7,000 players in South Africa's names. I'm sorry.
Well, okay, so when I was at Rage Casting, right, I went to the team and I was like, how do I pronounce your team's name? And they specifically told me to pronounce the one player's name in a specific way, and that player was very upset with me after. So I do apologize to that player. I was told to pronounce it that way, but I think there was a slight amount of trolling going on. But
who was it?
I can't remember the name. I think it was Jean, and they told me to pronounce it Jean. So,
okay.
I mean, you know, you can only do so much. Anyway, though, NX Drew says Recoil's voice is godlike. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Drew, you, sir, are correct. It's godlike.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate
it. Sticks
that.
now. Alrighty, thanks, Stick. Sorry, man. We're giving you some friendly banter. We don't mind your name at all. We'll definitely, as casters, we do try to get it right every time. Sorry if we do make mistakes. It's nice to see local celebs like Pac-Man joining the stream, joining Scrub streams like us. Mr. Pac-Man is on, I think, 3K views. You guys should check him out. Insanely good South African streamer, and he's rolling in those subs lately. You guys should go check him out. Very cool dude. I saw how long until the game starts. Sorry, the recall just jumping in. We are currently waiting for wHaMpie to join the server. He has ESEA login issues, so as soon as he is in the server, we will start. We do apologize. We don't want to make you guys at home wait. That's not our intention at all. Recall has some shots to miss in CSGO after this, so he also wants this to get going. But as soon as it's live, soon as it's live, we will go live. Sorry about that. That's much information we have for you.
Yeah, I mean, we are waiting for wHaM. I saw a question there. Who's wHaM subbing for? wHaM is subbing for flexeeee.
Yeah. Not
flexeeee
hard
is
a hit.
unable
Not
to
a hard hitter. Hashtag recall
No, well,
2017.
no. Let's clarify this. I did not say that.
I mean, there's a recording.
Well, I mean, I didn't say that he wasn't a hard hitter, so okay.
I agree, which is friendly banter. EN win the whole tournament. I mean, EN are top of the league right now. They are first in South Africa, so they are the favorites to win. But Bravado, they're hungry. They want to take this back, so they're going to be looking for that W tomorrow. Energy obviously wants to get the W here, but Big Five, as Rico said, are feeling very confident going into this. So confidence with CSGO, that's a mixture for some wins. So I'm obviously hoping for underdog always because they need that support. But I do think this is going to go in the favor of Energy. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we get a game. That's all I'm worried for right now.
Yeah, I'm keen. I'm actually quite excited to wait to get everyone in here and start this game because it's going to be a good one. So for those of you who are sticking around through the banter of myself and ISO, thanks. There is a good game coming up, we promise.
Yeah, if you guys ask questions, we'll have to struggle less with talking the whole time. But anyway, B5 will win, you stupid lol. Dude, I'm not saying B5 will win. I'm not saying Energy will win. What I'm saying is I like underdogs. That's all I'm saying. I think Energy is going to take this. I'm going to be unbiased while I'm casting it, but I like underdogs. I like getting dethroned. I like people getting dethroned. It just sets them back and it makes them rethink about their CS:GO and how they can improve. So it's always nice having the big dogs fall every now and then. And that's what's currently happening with Bravado. Energy took it away from them. Bravado fell. They were in the lead for a very long time, and now they're going to be hungry to try to change things up and get back on the top of the log there. So it's going to be exciting if we do see Energy versus Bravado in the finals again and see how Bravado worked on things, changing things up a little bit. So don't comment on me saying I say Big Five will win. Both teams can win. No, both teams can win. I believe Energy will win. I hope Big Five will win. That is my answer. Is blackpoisoN playing for Energy? blackpoisoN is the IGL, strat caller, CSGO South African guard, and player for Energy tonight.
Yeah. He is the BPN is the IGL. I mean, I feel like we've said everything that we can say leading up to this game. So yeah.
As I said, more questions the better. But yeah, that's the whole thing about CS:GO. Everyone always has their favorites, and that's obviously a great thing to have. But we always need to have hope for the underdogs. You want to see South African CS:GO get to a point where you have at least 6 teams that are very close in skill level and always have a competitive game, because that'll make our CS:GO more worthy for brands to come in and start promoting their brands with teams and start to create a culture where we can pay team salaries. So right now, viewers at home go, okay, well, it's going to be blue and orange all day long, Bravado and Energy. That's the 2 top teams. We're going to throw some money behind them. We're going to throw some support. We're going to throw brands, and that is it. But for CS:GO to grow in South Africa, right, we do need more teams stepping up. We need Damage Control taking more maps off Bravado in their games, that kind of thing. We need Big Five here to step up and take some maps off, because then sponsors can go, hey, these guys are the underdogs. They did very well. They're going to make us look good. Let's slap some brands onto their t-shirts. Let's put that onto their streams, and let's start paying these players. So all that hard work that they put into it. So don't get me wrong. This is a full-on sport, right? There's practice times, there's food schedules, there's gymming and training and running. You got to be mentally fit, physically fit. I know everyone at homes and parents just go, okay, well, you're just using your index finger, but it's not that. It's like it's a mental game. It's you being on the top of your game, as this is a sport. So you do need support from brands that can come in, especially in South Africa, to allow careers for players. So don't get me wrong when I'm busy trying to support underdogs. The reason being is I want South African CS:GO to grow, and I want eSports to grow, especially in South Africa. So that's basically where my head is at when I drop those questions like that. I know you guys at home think I'm crazy because it's going to be your favorite all day long. Most likely will be, but there's hope, right?
But yeah, there is definitely. There's always hope. There's always hope for growth in the South African scene. It's what we all want. I mean, it already has, right? So if you look at what VS Gaming are doing with the Master Series, I mean, you have a look. ESL is in the country. I mean, that's already 2 big leaps forward. You know, in terms of viewership and getting the numbers up so that companies are willing to say, well, these guys are getting thousands of viewers. Let's give them some support. Let's put our name on the brand.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. We want to create a culture where there is funding for teams, so that teams can carry on doing it. You know, you can't always get funded by your parents for your whole life. You need funding from sponsors. You need funding, and well, not even funding, just support from the South African community. So it's nice to see that. I mean, there are big brands that are coming aboard, and it's happening a lot more often. There are people that are taking money out their own pocket just for the love of sports, bring it in. So it's really nice to see. So the more we see this, the more we see close competitive games, the more we're going to have that culture, which is really exciting as like a South African, caster, player, enthusiast, whatever. It's really nice to see this. We're going to have bigger tournaments. We're going to have bigger support, and it's just going to get better CS:GO, better, Overwatch, Rocket League, whatever you want to talk about, Dota 2. It all helps. It all helps everyone at the end of the day, just to keep doing the thing that we love.
Yeah, it does. It's just that longevity that we need.
Yeah, I mean, Recoil's been here for like 20 years trying to get to this point.
Well,
so I mean, he's old, guys.
I've been here for 40, so it's okay.
Good luck for the cast, gents. I know you're pain waiting for teams with tech issues. Good job on the fillets so far. Thanks, Xtreme. Another celeb, Xtreme, just joining in here. He'll be casting tomorrow night, Bravado versus Goliath. So that should be an interesting game. You guys go check it out on Xtreme's stream tomorrow night at 8 p.m. This should be an exciting game.
CS:GO, CS greeting CS:GOers, Mr. Xtremes.
Hey, so can you put on your stream that I can see when someone leaves a like and sub? Unfortunately, likes and subs and commands are not available while we're casting. Casting is purely about the two teams, the maps, the brutal CS:GO, the aim shots, the flicks, the aces, and not about my personal stream. My personal stream will happen on other days. This is all about these two teams. Thanks, though, for the question.
Yeah, all about them professional shots, unlike you see on the other stream where
choose your words wisely, Recoil. You might be losing a spot. You might be
bad touches.
Okay, my bet is 6.5 handy energy. There we go. Player with a number name. I'm just gonna call you numbers. 322644966. You forever shall be known on this chat as numbers. Because I'm not gonna say that out every time.
Where's the commitment, Arsenal? We were just talking about names and how people want them to be said.
We're being realistic then. This is not. Isa, have you recovered from the 1-dig ace yet? Gonzo, that 1-dig ace was brutal. And we shall not talk about it in public when people are watching me. Valentrix is my team. Valentrix, we casted them a little while ago. Very good team. Excited to see how they grow in the scene.
Was that the team that played against...
That was with this
Steve-O's team, Pirate Steve's team.
No, I'm not sure who they. They played against Yeezys in your Yeezys.
Oh yes, that's correct.
But anyway, we're talking about Big Five and energy. You guys must have some questions for us. Questions from Rage, Recoil, casting in Rage. I was doing some casting in Rage as well. Do you guys have any questions about Big Five, about energy, about Cobblestone, Inferno, Cash, about us? And we are back. I do apologize about that. We had a little bit of energy issues, power issues. Sorry, bad joke. Anyway, we are back. Unfortunately, my PC just crashed out and my UPS did not catch that spike. I don't know why. I will check into that at another point, but we are live. Sorry about that, guys. We're still waiting for teams to join in, so you guys have not missed anything. Still waiting for wham. So please do stick with us. Maybe go grab something to drink, some coffee, juice, beer, popcorn, whatever you want to do. We should be going live hopefully soon. We're just trying to fix out the issue. Do apologize about the drop there, but we did get everything back up and running very fast. SSD for the win.
That is the best thing about having an SSD, to be honest. Everything just comes back really quickly.
Those recovery times. Do you want to just take it away and reintroduce basically everything as the stream has been reset itself?
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do a run through of everything for all the new viewers.
Well, welcome everyone. For those of you who just joined us, old viewers and new viewers, my name is Recoil, joined by ISO Wolf. We're casting Energy versus Big Five. This is a semi-final ESEA game. The winners here will go to the finals that are being played tomorrow, and the other semi-final rather, will be casted tomorrow, and then we'll know who the final will be. So, welcome ISO. Hello, my friend.
Friends, we're friends now, Mr. Recoil. Alrighty. Yeah, so we're going to be going live soon. Hopefully, waiting for one more player to join the server. That is wham himself, the coach, who is taking the spot of flexeeee tonight on Energy. So yeah, we're just going to wait for these guys to come in. We do apologize. We have been talking a lot about the maps, about just the teams in general. To the new viewers, as Recoil said, this is the semi-finals. So this is Big Five versus Energy eSports. Energy eSports currently ranked #1 in South Africa, so definitely the favorites to win out tonight. Yeah. But we have hope. We have hope for Big Five. We always have hope for underdogs. Tomorrow night, Axstreams is going to be casting the Bravado versus Goliath game. So that'll be the second semi-finals. The two winners from tonight, well, the winner from tonight and the winner from tomorrow night, we're going into the finals. So any questions from you guys at home, do feel free to drop it in. Ask us any questions about the teams, any questions about CSGO, any questions about the maps, which is Cobble, Inferno, Cash, or any personal questions about Recoil. We'll answer them right here.
Personal questions about Recoil?
What?
Well, listen, ISO, I did drop the new server IP. They're down in TeamSpeak for you.
Thank you, kind sir.
They're busy trying a different server to see if wham can join in. I'm not too sure. It doesn't look like he's in the server yet. So we'll see. That is what we are waiting for, ladies and gents. We're just waiting for one more player to connect. Unfortunately, we haven't started as yet because of this connection issue. They are busy trying a new server now.
Perfect. So new server. Hopefully that means we will go live really soon. We do apologize about the wait, guys. This is not our intention to make you wait at all. This is just how the cookie crumbles sometimes.
Unfortunately, yeah. But hopefully this does fix the issue. I mean, well, for those of you joining us, and just to reiterate some of the points that we have said this evening already in the almost hour that you guys have been listening to us for, wham is subbing in this evening for flexeeee on the side of Energy eSports. The side of Big Five is its normal strong side, so we're just basically busy waiting for wham to join the server, and yeah, it's going to be a goodie. So hopefully you guys stick around.
Yeah, make sure you do. It's going to definitely be a good one. But we will carry on asking some answering questions from chat. Who weird chips? I'm not answering that. Let me have a look here. What do we have as decent questions? Xcore, we are not doing any giveaways on casting games. We are not doing any commands. We're not doing any of that. The game, when we cast, we're purely casting two great teams going against each other, trying to be the best they can be on that day. We are just going to make sure that we cast the games, we cast the teams, and give them our full attention. So just chill it out if you can. Thank you. So let's move on. Who else do we have here? When is Energy releasing limited edition takbok sandals? that is too real. That's too real. I mean, we can ask them about it and see if they can sort something out. I mean, I know Recoil's been looking for some for years, especially with like a takbok cartoon face just right there by the big toe. I think. Definitely. I think that's what you asked me the other day.
I did.
You did. I mean, we spoke about this, right?
When we were at Rage. Yeah. When we were at Rage, I even asked takbok when am I getting some of his sandals. No, I didn't. Please don't quote me on that.
But that is genius. You, sir, are genius. When is game? Game will be going live hopefully soon. We are waiting still for wHaM to join. This is a different server, so hopefully we can go live soon. We do apologize for the wait. We appreciate you guys all waiting out here. It's not our intention to make you wait. This is not what we want you guys to do in your evening. But do hang out because it's going to be an insane game of CS:GO. This is the top of the CS:GO teams right now. Energy being number one, Big Five, they're right up there. They're a good team, got some hard hitters, so it's going to be exciting nonetheless.
Indeed, it is going to be top tier CS, South African CS. It's a BO3 this evening. For those of you who didn't catch it, the maps are going to be Cobblestone, Inferno, and the Decider will be on Cache. It's going to be interesting. I hope it does go to Cache though, because Cache is always such a nice, mid-control-y map to watch. I enjoy watching the top level splits onto A side.
Yeah, so definitely. And sorry, just going back to chat while we have these questions, because we're going to talk more about the maps obviously once we go live. Gonzo just asking, how long have you played CS:GO for, Isolwolf? I've literally never ever played CS:GO in my life. Rico's like he needs a friend to help him talk banter, and I'm literally just here for banter. No, joking. All seriousness.
He has time in, but he doesn't play.
No, I have time in, but I'm not physically playing. Like, I'm just the face of the stream, pretty much. Recoil actually plays for me. So when you guys say, "Oh, ISO, you bad," it's actually Recoil, and I'm playing for Recoil. No, I'm joking. I've been playing CS:GO for about 3 years, I would say. I've done a bunch of DGL matches with Clanies. Definitely nowhere near the top. MGE is probably my best rank. No, I'm joking. I've been up to LEM before I started streaming. When I started streaming, I dropped quite a little bit. I think I'm on DMG currently. And there's always that fear of losing that rank every day. That's basically how my play is going. But yeah, I've been doing CS:GO for about 3 years. Rico, how long have you been playing CS:GO?
I've been playing CS for I think it's been 5 years now. Yeah, no, 4 years. I bought it in 2013 because I made the switch from Dota 2 to CS in 2013.
You don't simply switch from Dota 2.
Yeah.
To CS:GO, bro. CS:GO is first. CS:GO comes first always. Dota 2, if you switch from like I don't know, Minecraft to Dota 2. You don't switch from CS:GO to Dota 2, Rico.
Well, it was funny the other day. Somebody asked me because I have something ridiculous like 4,500 hours on Dota 2 because I played it competitively for a very long time.
All I heard was you're a nerd. Let's move on.
But anyway, so going back to the point, I have about 2.5K hours on my main account on CS, and this one guy asked me, how are you so bad and you have so many hours? It's because I sit AFK like this and waiting for players to join. That's why.
Yeah, fair enough. Exactly. So my excuse why I have so many hours is because I sit here with Recoil practicing casting. Anyway, well, how far do you guys think South African CS:GO will go, and will we make it internationally? I mean, what is your definition of make it internationally? Because if you say, okay, we'll go to international events, Bravado's done that. We've already been there. Have we won events? I mean, no, we haven't. But we also, haven't been playing CS:GO since we were born. So it's just different. We haven't had the internet infrastructure to play CS:GO as long as some of the other players. Yes, we've been able to go to LANs and we use the LAN computers or use your own computers, but we've never been in a situation where our infrastructure and internet in general can handle playing for that early. So maybe the younger guys, the younger CS:GO players from now, like we were casting Mango recently, who's 13 years old and hitting nutty shots. So maybe the younger generation who have the infrastructure and have the technology can get up to the level of international CS:GO. As far as the top teams we have right now, can they do it? Of course they can. They've been there, of course, but they haven't had that. They haven't had that opportunity to do it as early on as the international players have and had that experience. And I think that's where we're lacking. I could be wrong. I could be talking a whole lot of crap, but I mean,
agree with you.
If you think about it, that is a massive disadvantage we've had as South Africans.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. I think as well that our player base for a very long time was very small, especially in the CS:GO space. I think CS:GO in South Africa has only been, or CS in general in SA, has only been big in terms of player base, maybe for the last 4 or 5 years. Before that, the community, it had its own community in SA, but it was never as big as it is now. And with that comes a certain skill cap. So yes, you have players like blackpoisoN who have gone and played for a Swedish team, and you have teams like Energy and Bravado who have gone and played overseas, but they haven't got that constant exposure. I mean, you look at it where you have in Europe, you have so many top tier teams where you can practice against, grow that skill level. That level cap goes up, and the skill cap in the country goes up because you have that player base to work with. Unfortunately, in SA, we're only getting to the stages. Really, I wouldn't even say that we're actually there yet, but the player base is getting to a point where we have. We are able to step up the notch and have the younger talent come through and all of that stuff. But also in terms of things like ESEA and pugging, a lot of the community in SA don't do that. So what happens, you don't have the younger generation practicing playing against the likes of Energy, Bravado, Big Five, Goliath, DC. You have them playing matchmaking, and they play matchmaking against their ranks. And you're never really going to get better. Unfortunately, that's the case. The only way to get better is to play against people like Energy, Bravado, DC, Big Five, Goliath. There are others like WRG and XTC and all those teams. Once you start playing against players of a better caliber, you yourself get better.
But then that's what comes back down to what we were speaking about earlier, right? We were speaking about why do you support like the underdogs in that, because we know, oh, okay, well, it's going to be Bravado and Energy. But the whole point is, if they do step it up and they do start taking rounds off these teams, if say Big Five beat Energy here, Energy aren't going to go and be like, oh, well, we're the best, you know, like that was just a bad game. No, they're going to be like, you know, we messed up versus a team we should have beaten. And that's not how we want to roll. That's not how we want to do it as a top South African team. So what do we do the next time we play to get better? That's the whole point of CSGO, is to get better. It's the whole point of the sport, is to get better. So you need underdogs taking maps, taking rounds, you know, destroying the whole strat idea, taking, you know, wins off the top teams so the top teams can get better. And that's like what you say. We don't have enough teams at the top competing against each other on that skill level that can put us on that international level, that can take a win from an international team like VP, Navi, you know, or you know, whatever, SK, whoever you want to think about. There's just not enough teams to make that growth as a player. You can't grow enough because you don't have the competition, and that is with any industry. You can look at careers and work. You can look at any sport. If you don't have those teams to play against, and you don't have someone pushing you to get better, you're not going to get better. It's that simple.
Not at all. It is, and I mean, so if you have a look now, you know, whenever, especially in South Africa, whenever a new player arises, you know, so a name that nobody's ever heard before comes into a ESEA pug or a Bolosov pug and destroys everyone, then, you know, those players always get accused of hacking. Like, I mean, it happened to Sonic when he first came onto the scene. I was watching a video where Extremes was interviewing him, and he said it was probably one of the hardest things that he's ever done, is to just work through that. I mean, you're a no-name... essentially a no-name player that's just coming onto the scene and destroying people like, you know, they're silver sort of thing. So I think a big thing about growing the community in general in South Africa is for it to become a lot more player friendly. I mean, a lot of people can agree we don't have the easiest community to float into at the moment. But once you're in, you know, you're in. Everyone enjoys watching you. Everyone, you know, they know who you are. And now, I mean, Sonic's probably one of the most respected players in the scene because he is just that good. You know, so I think once that also changes, it would make it a lot easier for those players to come through.
Yeah, for sure. And before we go to some formalities, just that's the nice thing. South African CSGO is growing and changing rapidly. So just keep an eye on it, guys. It's getting bigger, it's getting better, and it's going to get there where we want it to be. But just jumping to formalities, we do know there's a lot of you guys sitting on the stream watching. Unfortunately, as casters and hosting the stream ourselves, we can't control what is going on with the game. I do fully understand you guys have been waiting for a whole hour. Do realize that it's also tough for us to talk for a whole hour. Rico's chatty. He's chatty, don't get me wrong. He's a chatty person, but like, We're just trying our best to keep you guys entertained while we wait for this game to go live. The players wanted to go live. We wanted to go live. You guys at home want to go live. We do appreciate all the support you guys are giving us right now. But unfortunately, it's just not much we can do. Technical issues is part of the game. As I spoke about, it's all about that infrastructure. It's all about that kind of things, just technical issues that come through. So we do apologize, but we do appreciate you guys hanging around and chatting with us. We will try to answer questions. We won't unfortunately answer questions about who's hacking and that kind of thing. As casters, no one's hacking. We cast what we see. If guys are playing good, they're hitting 90 shots, that's great. If they're doing that through programs, that's got literally nothing to do with us. We don't care. We just want to cast the team and see who's a better team on the day. So yeah, I do apologize, but we should hopefully be going live really soon. The maps will be Cobble, first map, Inferno, and then hopefully we get to the third map. We can see Cash. We have wHaM filling in for Flexeeee on energy side, and we should hopefully be going soon in this ESEA semi-final matchup. Big 5 eSports versus Energy eSports in this season 26 ESEA league.
Just a bit of an update. One of the players are still having issues with ESEA, so we're just waiting for those to be resolved, and then we can get going with this game.
Yeah, I really, really do hope so. But there's not really much we can talk about unless people from chat ask us some questions. So do feel free to answer those questions. I don't want the chat to all be about who's hacking in the scene. We leave that up to the VAC system. We know Gaben is very good with his VAC system. Recoil. Sorry, I had to drop that there. Anyway, so I think some globals in SA that don't play on Below or DGL, etc., are better than most of the top SA teams and players. Many are known just running around at MM undiscovered. That is true. Jared, that is actually true. I mean, most of the top guys are playing on ESEA or Below at the moment. One reason, because that's where the better players are, so they want to upgrade their skill level. Also, ESEA being an international platform, you want your top teams to be there and representing. So there might be a lot of MM heroes out there that no one knows about. Maybe they're just not interested in it, but they are really good. So that is definitely an option. If you do want to get better at CSGO, take advantage of ESEA South Africa. blackpoisoN is doing a great job of leading that up for ESEA here in South Africa. So do make sure you guys, if you do want to get better at CSGO, you want to take it seriously, sign up for ESEA. It's a very good platform to get better. And the more people that join, the more games you guys will find. I know there was an issue in the beginning that you couldn't really find games, but more people that join, the more games you're going to find. It's that simple. We need the community support. Another great platform as well is Billisoft. Billisoft's free. Great teams and players play on Billisoft. It has a decent VAC system. So yeah, do make use of those other platforms other than MM. MM is great for rank hunting, which we usually do on stream because we're scrubs. But if you want to get good at CSGO and you want to play against the top teams, you can usually find them. I've played with Cent, I've played with LighteRTZ, I've played with even blackpoisoN on Billisoft before. Really cool dudes, and definitely changed my perspective of CSGO. So yeah, maybe you can mingle with those guys there and get some tips.
Well, I mean, you look at it this way, right? So there are. I agree with you. There are. Well, Jared. Sorry, I think it was Jared Becker who asked or who made the statement saying that there were a lot of unsung heroes playing in MM. I agree with you. There probably are, but it's up to those players. They're never going to get found in MM unless somebody says, "Hey, Energy, look at this player," or if they join up. If somebody doesn't have if they have the skill to play at a competitive level but don't have the drive, you can't really do anything about that, unfortunately.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You have a look at the player base at the moment. I mean, most of the top tier teams, not only in SA, but if you look at globally, right, most of the top tier teams are putting in 8 to 10 hours a day playing CSGO to make sure that they stay on a specific skill level. Now, if you have one person on that team that unfortunately doesn't have that drive, it happens a lot in DGL teams where DGL teams like an OpenDev first and sometimes or second rather, sometimes first, maybe even Prem, where somebody just doesn't actually have the drive anymore and they say, well, I don't want to play anymore, you're going to have to sub me. That pretty much kills that progression that team has made. Unfortunately, at I'm going to say the lowest skill bracket in South African CS, you do have to stick together and play as 5 to get better. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes, right? The top tier teams, they can sub in for one each other. They're already at that skill level. So you can take a team of 5, give them 6 months, and they could probably perform really well at top tier level. But you take 5 average players that don't have the drive, same skill level, don't have the drive, they're not going to be at the same level. Unfortunately, that's the way it,
For sure.
the way it is.
Just talking to Gonzo, I saw what's your opinion on Blurs, the SA streamer. No idea who he is. No, just kidding. We do not talk about Blurs on this stream or any stream. If you guys want to go figure out what he is talking about, you guys can go read Tech Girl's blog. Tech Girl, she's an awesome blogger in South Africa doing some great work and reporting on a lot of tech items as well as esports. You can go check out her blog there. She has a statement on Blurs, and I think you can make up your own opinion about that. Please, let's keep chat about the game if possible. Thanks, Gonzo. Let's have a look at some other questions. I search with my Supreme friends all the time and find hackers. Genova Project. Yeah, man, I mean, it's very tough to say. Sometimes guys just hit nutty shots. And I think what people at home need to realize about MM in general is that right now we're in a transition where some people have ADSL and some people, Astro, please chill it out. We're going to have to give you a 3-second ban for that. Let's just ban Astro there for a second, for 300 seconds actually. Just talking there again, so right now we're in a transition stage where some players at home have fiber, right? And then some players at home have ADSL, or they're still using 3G on their phones, depending on where they are. But you just take notice, when you're in MM and you see people peeking the wall early, or looks like they're pre-firing, do me a favor, just hit tab and make sure you just have a look at the ping difference. If your ping is sitting on 60 to 80, and the guy that just pre-fired you is sitting on 5 ping because of fiber, it might not necessarily be hacking. It could just be a case of his ping is better than yours, and CSGO being a game all about that ping. That's why when we play online and there's a ping difference, you know, people go, oh, well, you know, they're online players. Their ping difference helps them compared to LAN. LAN is where the real game starts. So LAN, you don't have that ping difference. It's all about quick shots, reflexes, and timing. So there's no such thing as someone pre-firing without you seeing them at the exact same time you see each other. So, I mean, just keep that in mind when you guys are playing MM.
Yeah, I mean, the difference between, I mean, I think MM is a great platform, but if you want to get better, ESEA, in ESEA in general, ESEA or below soft is the way to go, because that, as we've said prior, that is where all the pro players in South Africa are sitting and playing.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where the best players are playing. I mean, if you want to get better, definitely. I mean, we should be there, but you know, as I said, I've played with blackpoisoN there. Definitely sent some other dudes that are just insane. Some of the Aperture guys. So definitely, if you want to grow as a CS:GO player, check them out. Radix at IsoWolf, no, people struggle to hack on LAN. I mean, that's true. I mean, obviously, there's less hackers on LAN. There's people watching you. There's rules. There's their PCs. I mean, obviously, I'm just saying with MM, just be careful. I mean, obviously, there's hackers. I mean, I'm not going to say there's not. Like I've come across hackers as well, and you can blatantly see it. Some people aren't shameful to hide it. I'm just saying, just take notice of the ping difference sometimes, because some guys just might have that slight ping advantage. So some things might look slightly weird, but it could just be a ping advantage thing. Don't worry, if you watch my streams, you know I'm quick to call everyone a hacker, but that's just more banter. But just, you know, these are kind of little things that people don't really think about, and then they start naming and shaming some players who are just generally have a bit of ping difference and quick reflexes.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to. I also just want to say, you know, for me, I feel that most teams that get to LAN and still perform or don't perform, or it doesn't necessarily mean that they're using some sort of script online or, you know, some sort of hack or whatever the case may be, because you have to understand that on LAN there's so much more pressure. Not only are you playing, especially if you look at a LAN like Rage, for example, in the I'm talking about the Masters now, where the teams are playing in booths. Those booths are very uncomfortable, so you have to be used to playing in a LAN environment. B, you have people watching you live. You know, it's people standing in front of you watching you playing. Anyone who says that doesn't add pressure or adds a little bit of skill loss is lying to themselves, because unfortunately that does make a massive difference when you're playing. And I think it's also, you know, you have the players that unfortunately maybe their internet lines are a little bit bad or whatever the case may be. They perform better online because they have the skill. Their internet is just bad. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just a side topic, but I mean, it's definitely a topic. So BMIU, I find ESEA is not meant for everyone. If you play ESEA, you have to know smokes, you need to have somewhat good aim, and we're able to handle the other players. But that's the whole thing behind you. That's the whole thing. You go on ESEA and you learn those smokes, you learn that aim, and you get better, and you go to MM and you're great. Like, I mean, isn't that the whole point? to go there and learn that if you don't know that. I mean, it's going to frustrate the hell out of players that are veterans and seasoned players. They're going to know it and be like, hey man, like, why don't you know what's going on? Maybe go check out MM. I mean, they obviously aren't going to be that polite being, you know, online players, but that is kind of what we're getting at. Go there, learn that stuff, come back, get good. Wolf actually is not that hard to hack on LAN. A few years ago, some EU pros were caught hacking after 2.5 years of them using it in the pro scene at majors. Yeah, of course. I mean, there's no fail-safe. You know, it's not like, oh, you're on LAN, you're not going to be able to hack. I mean, obviously you can hack. You can hack anyway. There's some badass programmers out there that know what the hell they're doing, and they're going to find a way around Gaben. Because I mean, Gaben, you know, he's got ways around him. So he's not ready. He's not trying really hard to stop people. So yeah, that's pretty much that.
Then again, as well, that was 2 years ago. Technology's changed a lot. Where in terms of protection and the way admins handle situations when the players are sitting at their PCs. I mean, it goes as far as now. The only thing that the players do is plug in their peripherals and they start playing. Before they were loading configs, they were doing all of that. Now everything has to be pre-sent to big tournaments like ESL. I know for a fact does it. Your configs are sent to ESL prior a time period prior to the LAN event, and the admins physically load your configs on before the game starts.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can always get a way around things, but it's definitely a lot better now. So there's always going to be hackers, but when you're at the top, you know, echelon of your game, then you're kind of going to be, you're not going to be hacking. No one wants to go to find, like, no one wants to go to a major and hack. You know, I mean, that's just not something you want to do.
And with all the endorsement deals and everything now at the moment,
oh man, those contracts are brutal, right?
Yeah, like I know, okay, it's not CS:GO, but in the Pro StarCraft scene a couple of months ago, there were 2 players caught for match fixing, and they actually got prison time for it. So, you know, it's esports in general at the moment, I think, is getting to a stage where it is like doping in professional sports, where you have players who, if get caught hacking or doing anything, there is a monetary expense involved.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
You know, that sort of thing is great, because you're getting to a stage now where esports is getting to that level in terms of security and longevity as any normal sport would do.
Yeah, definitely. And just after that point, just want to ask you, can you maybe just check with LightRTZ or someone if they have any information on what is currently going down at the moment? Just so we can give chat updated. We do apologize again for the wait. Weird chips, you should learn smokes through on your own time. ESEA is a high level play. I think it should be mandatory and have a mic too. I totally agree. I mean, as I said, if you want to get better, go to Billisoft or ESEA. I'm not saying go jump straight into ESEA on an international platform where you don't know smokes, but I mean, there is Billisoft for that. There's a lot of smoke maps for that on CSGO. You don't have to just, you know, warrior it the whole time. There's a lot of ways you can do if you're serious about CSGO. Get some workshops, smoke workshops, dominate it, and then go into Billisoft. After Billisoft, go into ESEA. And why I'm trying to punt ESEA so much is just, we don't want to have a situation where the international platform doesn't have support, so it dies out. We do need to hit those subscriptions and get those maps going, so we can get a better level of CSGO. So that's basically where my mind is at with that. But thanks guys for your opinions. It's really great. I mean, obviously stuff that we say as casters, we try to be right. We might not say everything right. We might get things slightly confused. So it's great to have chat just chipping in and giving us your own opinions. That's what it's about. We want to chat. We want to communicate with you guys in this time that we have. So, you know, we get your opinions and it might change our opinion.
I am looking now. I haven't seen any updates yet, unfortunately. It looks like most of the energy team is ready.
Energy are currently leaving, and we have 1 player from Big 5 leaving, so possibly another server. Maybe they're going to jump into DGL or something like that.
I am asking if it's a new server.
We do again apologize. You guys have been real freaking stars, just chilling out here, making sure you guys have not left us just yet. We do apologize. Seriously, nothing we can do, guys. We're trying our best. Recoil and I are giving our same time up to cast this game for you guys and do a good job for it. And I hope you guys have been enjoying the chatting that we have been doing. We've been trying to keep it entertaining. and we've been trying to just keep it up there and keep you guys entertained while we go. I do apologize for the delay. Just it is out of our hands. If you're under DMG, don't play below. Yeah, I mean, I'm under DMG, but I sometimes play better, so I play below sometimes. Risty, Valve needs to work on a system that works like the Blizzard anti-cheat works. Blizzard are brutal with their bans. Yeah, I totally agree. I think Valve can definitely do a better job of getting a better vac situation. The ugly truth, though, is that unfortunately, you know, Valve make a lot of money from, you know, doing ban waves. So I'm not saying that's what it's about, but I do think they can spend more time putting a little bit more effort into banning people. Astro, as I said, we're going to have to ban you full-time from the channel if you're going to keep talking about blurs. We do not talk about it here. The team have all left the server at the moment, so we're just going to wait to see if we can get a new IP link.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I am waiting for one of the players to send me that IP. If not, because I see that the ESEA website isn't updating, unfortunately. So once that is updated, then yeah.
So, sorry, can you just repeat that again there, Mr. Recoil?
Sorry, yes. I'm just waiting for the new IP coming in from one of the players. Perfect. And because I see that the ESEA website is not updating with the new IP.
Okay, perfect. So it looks like we're getting a brand new IP, and it looks like everyone is sorted out. So we should hopefully be going underway. A classic 1 hour and 20 minutes late. Classic South African time. All good though. It's gonna be a good matchup though. Recoil. Casters are tonight. Obviously myself, IsoWolf, and we have Recoil ZA, Mr. 250 Twitter followers right now. Make sure you guys go check him out on Twitter. He's a badass, and he is a Masters caster. He casted all the DGL, so he casted all the Master games at Rage this year.
Yep.
Do you cast? Sorry, Recoil. Just reading some questions here. Do you want to carry on with your topic there? Or, okay, cool. Do you cast random games, or do people just ask you Oaks to cast? We cast random games from ESEA because we can grab the IPs. So usually Rico will be like, hey, let's cast this game, and then I'll be like, cool, let's set up and do it. So if you guys have ESEA games, chances are we are keeping an eye on it, and we'll grab those IPs. If you guys do want your game to be cast, do go into our Discord and just say what's up in Discord. We'll try to set up a cast if we can. One rule though for teams and for casting, make sure you guys have a professional looking logo. I've had some teams come and join us and their logos just aren't up to scratch, and I have to sit there and redraw the logo for the stream to make it look like it's ready and a high enough res. This is not many. Most teams do have a professional logo, but please make sure if you want us to cast you, have that professional logo ready so you can look good on the stream as well as on the channel for future people to come watch the VODs. We have a nice community on Discord, so make sure you guys come check it out. You can come hang out and say what's up to us at some point. Do you have Twitter accounts? We both do have Twitter accounts. Mine is IsoWolf TV, and Recoil's is same as it's spelled on the screen. Basically, our Twitters are exactly the same as they're spelled on the screen.
Yes, sir. Looks like, okay, so they are jumping into a new server, and I am just waiting for the IP still.
Okay, still waiting for. Wait, all the players are waiting for the IP?
Yes.
Alrighty.
They haven't started joining a new server yet.
Okay, perfect. We're just gonna wait out there. Sorry about this, guys. Really sorry. Hazy, welcome to chat. When start numbers, I unfortunately just don't know. Okay, so it looks like we got the new GoTV, guys. So hopefully we will be getting into the match really soon. I'm apparently stuck on Dust 2 though, so rip CSGO. I must say thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I know this is not easy for you guys to sit here and wait with us for the match to start. I know you guys want to start. Some of you guys got to go to bed. Some of you guys got to work tomorrow, but the game is 100% going to be worth it. It's going to be an insane game. Semi-finals, ESEA, season 26. So it's going to be a good game. So all this wait is definitely going to be worth it. We do apologize. There's literally nothing we can do about it other than wait here with you guys and try and keep you entertained with the sexy voice of Recoil.
You give me way too much credit for my voice. It's not that great, sir.
If people saw you in real life, Recoil, they wouldn't be talking about your voice. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Oh man.
Okay, so we do have the new IP, everybody. So hopefully we will be jumping into this shortly. We will make sure that Wham does play with his hand tied behind his back as a penalty for making us wait an hour and 20 minutes. Unfortunately, he could not do much about it. It was an ESEA glitch error. Are you not entertained? Sticks, you know it, bro. I said about Discord, you guys can jump on Discord and then message in Discord under the suggestions tab and say, hey, IsoWolf, would you mind casting our team? Here is the Steam links to our team. We'll check it out and we'll let you know if we can cast it. So that's basically how we choose the teams at the moment. Make sure you guys have a professional logo. We can't have teams on our channel like Big 5 Esports and Energy Esports having badass logos, and then we have some dudes racking up with some cat logo faces things. So make sure you guys, I mean, as cute as cats are, the team knows who they are. We just want it nice, keep it nice and professional. Make sure the teams that are going to play are very serious. So make sure you have that professional logo for us to drop into the teams. Recoil, that IP did not work for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to connect as well. Doesn't seem to be working. So I will get on top of it, sir. I'm just waiting. That same one.
Hey, I didn't have anything to do with it. Original glitch. All good, man. All good. Wait till they see me in real life, bro. Stick, man. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for that day to call you Sticks in real life. Any other questions for us? The maps are going to be Cobble, Inferno, Cash. We probably will be going live at 12 o'clock tonight. No, I'm kidding. It should be going down very soon, waiting for the IP. On the energy side, we have Wham as the coach stepping in for Flexi. And this is the semi-finals for ESEA. Tomorrow night is going to be the second set of semi-finals. That's going to be Bravado versus Goliath. And then hopefully the finals soon after that. Stick, I saw we best of friends. Stick, you're literally my best friend, man. You're literally my best online friend that I've never met, and I've seen you play some CS:GO. Top players for each team. Well, if you think about top players, well, first of all, Energy being the top team currently, top player for them definitely would be blackpoisoN. The reason being, blackpoisoN has a massive amount of experience. He's gone overseas. He played for some Swedish teams as well. He's been to some majors. He is also the IGL of his team, so he's doing strat calling, plus he hits some sick frags. He's a good rifler, he's a good AWPer, he's pretty much all round. So definitely for my perspective, blackpoisoN is the man for Energy. When it comes to Big 5, maybe Recoil, do you want to talk about Big 5? Because you know a little bit more about them. Who is like the hard hitter? Who should we be watching on Big 5?
Well, I think the team is generally quite well rounded out in terms of big hitters, but I think I would say if you're looking at most impactful player, I think either kustoM or Konvict, because they have the most experience. LighteRTZ is the IGL, so I feel that he has more input on that side of things than actually on the fragging side. I think he has the potential to be on top there as well, but I definitely think it's between kustoM and Konvict.
Yeah, cool. There we go. So that is Recoil's choice. We have here any guild teams, CS:GO guild teams. They're asking Recoil. I mean, obviously Energy Finesse.
You have.
Yeah, do you want to take this away? You're more of the stalker than I am.
You make it sound so bad. I think there are the three teams that played ESWC,
WESG.
That one. Too many acronyms. English is failing. So basically, I think there are the three. There's Energy Finesse, Elite Pro female, and there's another one that I'm forgetting and I can't remember.
There's quite a lot of female teams. You just take it away to Twitter.
Well, I think those are the three top ones at the moment.
Yeah, but definitely the CS:GO female scene is picking up as well. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Yes. The whole CS:GO in general.
Amaryllis is the other one.
Amaryllis, they did very well, I think, in this recent tournament. Did they not perhaps win it? Am I maybe wrong? Sure. Are they still playing? I'm not sure. We haven't been following that too much because I think it's a LAN and we haven't been able to see any of that online. But the CS:GO in general in South Africa is picking up, and the female teams in South Africa are picking up very, very quickly and doing very well. Yeah. So it's very nice to see just esports in general, and then obviously filtering down to our sport, which is CS:GO, which is growing in all fronts. The ladies' teams, the guys' teams, sponsors, more tournaments, more brands coming on. You got Male State recently joined in, possibly 2 years ago, if I'm correct. Arena stepped it up as well. You got there's that one in Cape Town, the ECG LAN, I think it is. Obviously, Rage has been around for years. There's a whole bunch of brands and people stepping up trying to make the scene better. So that obviously benefits everyone, from the guys and the girls. And Male State even did a girls-only tournament with the Valkyrie tournament, which was really, really cool. So there's definitely a lot of hype around the girls CSGO teams and guys CSGO teams at the moment, which is nice to see. Should Energy Finesse even be taken seriously? They should indeed. They really are a good team. I must say that we've casted their game, and they're a really, really good team, and I do think they should be taken seriously. I think everyone in CSGO should be taken seriously, and I really don't like the whole meta of, oh, you know, guys versus girls. This kind of, this is esports. This is esports. You know, this is mental capacity at its best. There's this, you know, girls, guys, they can do it all the same. Those girls know what they're doing. Definitely will rake me any day of the week. So definitely should be taken seriously.
Yeah, just to add a bit onto that, I mean, I think all quote unquote professional teams in South Africa should be taken seriously until such time as they're proven wrong. You know, in terms of dropping down out of the skill bracket or anything, but why I don't there's this thing that the South African community does, is where they destroy a team before they've even seen them play, in terms of breaking confidence. And I think people should maybe just go and watch a bit of the South African scene, go and watch those teams play, and think about, you know, then pass comment on how good or bad that team is.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that what we should do, Recall, is actually cast some more female games. We should get in touch with Energy Finesse and Amaryllis and whatever other teams are out there in Keen, and we should cast more of the games so guys can see that these ladies are here to play, and they do play very well. So let's cast some more female games. We have recently. That was a great game. Finesse actually beat Revolution 4. That was a good game. Yeah. They were, you know, we were worried a little bit in the beginning, but they brought it back towards the end, and they were very confident and aggressive, and that was nice to see. So I think we should get in contact. If there's any CSGO female players out there and you have a team, how's about dropping us a message on Twitter or Discord, and we will try to organize a cast so that we can cast you guys, and the rest of the community can see how badass you girls are.
Yeah, I agree. I'm actually going to put that out on Twitter as well, so that those teams will be able to contact us, and so that we can showcase some of the ladies' talent in SA.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing, man. We want to, with these casts, obviously we want to cast the big games for you guys. Definitely, we're excited for the big teams we want to support, but we also like casting any local teams that are just hungry and good and ready to show us what they've got. So if you go have a look at the channel, we have a lot of teams that people would not have known about, but recently these names are starting to pop out, and we see some really great players. So yeah, make sure you get in contact with us. We would like to cast some more all-female teams. Maybe, you know, 5 vs 5 all girls cast. That could be pretty exciting. Yeah, and then from that we can cast some girls versus boys. Let's do it.
I've just got probably the worst news possible.
Have we been talking for no reason?
Yeah, this game has been rescheduled for Monday.
Alrighty.
Unfortunately.
So now that you guys know that we've kept you here literally to listen to our voices for an hour and a half, Recall comes with the worst news possible. Worst news possible.
Don't shoot the messenger, guys. I do apologize. Unfortunately, it is, as Asha said, it is out of our hands. And yeah, we'll definitely bring you this game, just not tonight.
Yeah, I mean, let's give that awkward laugh, because that's all we can do. So yeah, unfortunately, guys, we do apologize so much about that. I think we had a good chat regardless about CSGO in general and about the scene, but unfortunately there's not much we can do. The game has been postponed until Monday so they can fix their issues. We will be casting it on Monday for you guys. We'll make sure that we do it. Thank you so much for the support. We had over 100 viewers listening to me and Recoil watch a screen. Literally. Watch an ESEA screen with some logos on it. You guys are the best supporters in the world. South African supporters, man. You know what? South African supporters are literally the best. They hang around for an hour and a half just to listen to us say goodbye. Like, if that's not some support, then I don't know. But anyway, we will be back in a little bit with the normal stream, which basically means me and Recall are going to be playing some PUBG. So if you guys are keen to actually watch some people play some games tonight, I mean, I don't want to go out there on a limb, but our PUBG is on the same level as Big Five and Energy Esports CSGO. I'm just throwing that out. Recall. I mean, I think that's safe to say. So thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for the CSGO chat. We do apologize. Please do come back on Monday, 8 o'clock. We will be recasting the game then. If you guys are here longer than half an hour and leave, we won't blame you on Monday. But we do appreciate you staying here today. Yeah, that's me, ISOWolf, and Recoils. We're going to change it up to normal stream. And I hope you guys have a good evening. Do come join us. Come say what's up. And we'll be playing some PUBG and some Fortnite. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.